Hey, it's your boy Sammy No Nose, and here's what y'all missed on the last episode of Barbershop Stories, the podcast. Roll it, K1.
And this one right here, I think it's gonna be an interesting one, man. We're talking about criminal justice reform, and we do have a special guest here today. We have LaTonya Tate. That's what's up,
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming through.
Yeah.
Criminal justice is an issue that a lot of people don't raise, and they say if it's not us, we don't care. If things that are not affecting your family, you don't care. I was one of those people who felt like that at one time until it actually knocked on my door. When my son was arrested at the age of 18 and charged with armed robbery here in the state of Alabama that carries 20 years to life in prison. So the journey began, and then I was in the medical field. I always wanted to be a nurse, but my whole career just took a swift change. I ended up getting a degree in criminal justice, and I was working at the Jefferson County Health Department when I obtained my degree. And then in 2007, I ended up getting a job with the state of Florida as a probation and parole officer.
So let me get this straight before you go move on. You made the change after your son?
What's the difference between parole and probation?
Probation is a term of supervision that a person is released from the court. The sentencing judge puts you back into the community that keeps you out of prison. Parole is a person that enter into any type of department of correction and come out on parole, which they have to be granted parole by a parole board, which in the state of Alabama, we have a 3-board panel. 3 people sit on the parole board. It takes 2 votes to vote you out. To make parole, it's you gotta be eligible. Because what people don't realize is prison infractions keep you in prison.
So when a parole come up and the individual for whatever crime they committed, how much of a role does it play when that victim actually shows up?
Let me tell the listening audience, the victim rights advocate group here is very powerful. When I say powerful, they got a lot of weight. And your DAs, like the Attorney General Steve Marshall, and a lot of these DAs in these little towns, they're gonna support those victims. Those people are gonna show up. I don't care if you have walked a straight line in prison. If a victim is involved in this case, the chances of making parole is very slim.
Hey, what's happening? This comedic narrator, Bennie Mac, and make sure you tune in to Barbershop Stories, the podcast, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.